and former Browns news more specifically. Baker Mayfield, Jay, got a 3-year, $100 million deal from Tampa Bay.
He's your guy.
He pointed that to me, Jay.
He got paid.
Moneybag Baker.
Bastard.
How do you feel for
that
Baker?
money.
In all honesty. Bull, we'll start with you. How do you feel about Baker getting this deal from Tampa Bay?
I actually think this deal makes a lot of sense for Baker. It makes a lot of sense for the
agree.
Buccaneers. It's a good deal. He's not getting top quarterback money because he's not a top quarterback. He's getting most of the – if you're a top 12 quarterback, you keep tacking on to the highest number. And then the quarterbacks like 13 to 20 maybe, they keep tacking on a little bit to that group. You know, like he just, I think, topped the Daniel Jones contract, right? Daniel Jones was coming off his best year as a pro.
And whom the Giants, by the way, are ready to if you
move
listen
on.
to some reports,
Right.
they're ready to do to him what Denver just did to Russ Wilson.
Exactly. And the Buccaneers could probably move on from Baker if he had a bad year after 1 year. Definitely could move on after 2 years. But for Baker, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, he signed for what, $6 million last year, whatever it was.
Yeah,
He's got a guaranteed $50 million. He's going to get paid $30 million this year. It's all guaranteed. He gets $30 million next year, and I believe 20 of it's guaranteed. The third year of the contract is $40 million. None of that's guaranteed. He also has some performance bonuses there, so he can make up to 115. Listen, for Baker, he's got to show he can have back-to-back good years. We talk about lack of consistency. That's been Baker. It's been 1 year good, 1 year bad. If he has
this will be the first year where he has the same offensive coordinator, head coach.
No, OC's the new head coach in Carolina.
OC left,
He's the new head coach in Carolina.
so that'll be not 10 in 6 years.
But he's
Or 11 in
he's
6
still
years.
with the same team. He's got the same weapons. His wide receivers are not going to change. He's in a solid situation, not an amazing situation, but certainly not a bad situation, in a bad division where they should be in the mix to win that division. So can Baker have back-to-back good years? We'll see. He obviously had a very good season last year. He deserved that contract. I think it's a fair move, good move, both sides.
I agree with you, Bull. I think it's 2 thumbs up for both. I don't think this is a team-friendly deal or a player-friendly deal.
Yeah.
I think this is one of those rare occasions where you can look at the numbers and say, that's appropriate.
Yeah.
I love the fact that the Bucs have an escape clause if it goes south.
Right.
That's where Cleveland, I think, what will separate Cleveland's quarterback deal from all of the other ones is they don't have the luxury. Really, Denver didn't either. With Denver, they just said, we're going to chew the money.
Yeah.
Which is mind-boggling.
Yeah.
And it's going to set that franchise back 3 to 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Unless they get lucky with a quarterback in the draft.
which is possible but unlikely
Yes.
at this point. So I think with Baker, he has been playing for this contract for 3 years. His last year in Cleveland,
Yep.
then the weird year where he was Carolina and the Rams.
Yep.
And he still didn't get the money, even though he had some up and some down. He went to Tampa on a 1 year prove it, and I think he proved it. And I think the Bucs are like, this is a check we are glad to write. We think we've answered our question for sure in the short term at quarterback. We hope in the long term. I do think that he's a product of having 2 wonderful wide receivers.
Yeah,
He's
that definitely plays a role. Sure.
A- to A+ wide receivers that he can throw to, and I think
a
that
solid
certainly
running
helps.
back. A
But
solid young
I mean,
running back.
I was surprised. I compared his numbers to Tom Brady. His numbers were better than Tom Brady when Tom Brady had the same weapons, but was clearly at the end of his string. I think it's a good deal again all the way around. Part of the question was that you sent out was, are you happy for Baker? I am happy for Baker. I never had Baker animus or hatred. We didn't always see eye to eye personally, but I do think that he's a guy who does his best work, and this is troubling if you're Tampa Bay. He does his best work when the world says he can't do it. I mean,
usually when we start to believe, that's when it goes south.
As soon as you bite on the hook, he reels you in, and then what does he do?
Yeah.
He goes back to his old ways.
And the question is, has he changed as a person? And will that affect his consistency?
Do you think he has, based on the interviews that you've seen and
I
whatnot?
think he has to some degree. I don't think he would have, if he had stayed in Cleveland, I don't think he would have had the success he had. I think he needed that slap in the face. We just talked about it with Jerry Jeudy.
I agree with that.
Right?
Yeah.
We'll see if Baker got the slap in the face, and he got humbled last year. There's no doubt about it. And he played to, listen, he's never going to be a superstar.
I think he was humbled 2 years ago. I think he was at his lowest when Carolina released him.
That was embarrassing.
I mean, they're number 32 in the league, and they let him go.
He got benched for P.J. Walker. in Carolina.
The
I mean, he did.
question was,
Lord.
are you happy for Baker? Hell yeah, I'm happy for Moneybag Baker, man. Congratulations to you. This is what I tweeted yesterday. I said, dude career was in limbo. He finally found a way to channel himself and be the best version of Baker he could be, and it got him paid. It might not have worked out in Cleveland, but much love for you doing well, even after this relationship didn't work out. Listen, Earl ain't never been no hater. I'm not built like that. At the end of the day, Baker Mayfield was the quarterback that led the Browns to the playoffs and to a playoff victory that I had never seen.
Our last
the
one.
last time the Browns won a playoff game, I was a baby. Didn't know nothing about that.
Right.
So the fact that he's actually moved on, done well for himself, got his act together enough for him to be a starting quarterback in the NFL and get a bag, like, I'm happy for anybody that has success. I personally love a good redemption story. Yeah. Like, I didn't want to see the
I
dude.
even think Bull softened on Baker a little bit.
I mean, he played well. I call it like I see it.
But I don't even mean.
Yeah.
I think personally, and I don't know if this is.
It's not like a Trevor Bauer thing where I think the guy's a sleazebag, you know.
Well, you called Baker a douchebag a number of times.
Yes, because sometimes you get caught up in the heat of the moment. You call a guy a douchebag. It happens. And he showed some douchey behavior at times.
He did.
He did.
But
we haven't seen that in Tampa.
No,
Kudos
he's kind
to
of
him.
buried that. Yeah.
Kudos. I'm willing to give a guy another chance. He's played well.
All
I
right,
give
let me
him
ask you
credit.
this: are you moving forward? Because I know that last year, I think it was kind of a blood sport for you.
Yeah.
Anytime he would throw a pick, he was like, "Yep, crunch time. Baker just threw the pick." Like,
I'm going to let it be at this point.
You're going to let it go.
I'm going to let it be.
Okay,
by the
good.
way,
that's personal growth. By the way,
yeah. Speaking of which,
was it a
it's
personal beef
growth.
against Baker or something?
No. I had no personal.
No, it was
beef.
never personal.
Or was it
I don't
like
think
you
it was
just
personal,
like,
but
no.
it
do you
was
have
a
fun
blood
at
sport for
poking at
you.
people?
What's that?
It's like, do you have fun at like poking at
Oh,
Baker?
he
or
loved
something?
poking
I
that
love
bear.
that. I
He
love
loved
that.
it.
But by the way, it reminded me that this is the first time we've seen each other